Welcome to Stuff Works Explained, a channel that explores events, projects, activities from around the globe, but with a focus in Africa. In today's video, we'll be talking about the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, a dam that is being constructed in Ethiopia, and this time around, it's being filled for the third year. If it's first time here, I kindly encourage you to subscribe to this channel, watch the other videos that you've done on various topics, share, comment, and let us know your thoughts about the various projects that you've done. In Ethiopia, only half of the citizens have access to electricity. This is a lower percentage than any other African country. Also, it's far lower percentage than in most other countries throughout the world. Ethiopia government seems to realize this well, and this is why they are constructing one of the biggest dam in not only in Africa but also in the world. The dam is being constructed along Blue River Nile. The construction started in 2011, and it's going to rank as one of the largest hydroelectric dam when it's completed in 2023. The dam has 3 spillways and 13 turbines. The concrete structure will rise 145 meters, which is equivalent to 475 feet, and create a reservoir that will cover 1,874 square kilometers, that is 724 square miles of land, an area that is almost the size of Houston in Texas. The dam is called Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, or GERD. And with construction of this dam and completion, it is expected that it will double Ethiopia's electricity output, and this will avail power to the country in a country that is regarded as power deficient. In addition to creating electricity, GERD should temper destructive seasonal floods in Sudan, also boost food supplies in Ethiopia by providing reliable irrigation water, and also extend the lifespan of other dams downstream or north on the Nile by trapping sediment. To allow GERD to serve these purposes, the dam has to be filled. The dam has been filled twice, in 2020 and also in 2021. During the second phase of filling, which was in 2021, Ethiopia retained over 13.9 cubic meters of water. In the first phase of the filling, which happened in July 2020, 4.5 billion cubic meters of water was retained in the reservoir. It means that the dam has Ethiopia has so far about 18 billion cubic meters of water which needed to be filled, which is not even half of the amount of water that flows downstream per year. We know that over 80% of the Nile water originates from the Ethiopian Highlands, and that's why countries downstream are worried that if the dam is not filled within the time frame which they want, which is a long duration, and then there might be some problems, especially during the drought. This year again, Ethiopia is expected to start the third filling of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, and this is expected to happen during the long rain season, expected between June and September. Ethiopia generally has 3 seasons. The short season, known as the Belg, runs from February to May. This is then followed by the long rain seasons, which is known as Kremt, which is between June and mid-September, where we are now. And then there is Bega, which typically occurs between October and January, and is characterized by generally dry weather over the bulk of the country, with wet weather and a secondary peak in the rainfall over the south. So according to the government officials, Ethiopian government officials, the filling of the dam is an automatic process, and that process cannot be stopped. Like last year, the dam filled very quickly because the amount of rainfall that was received was higher than other years. The dam has been long a source of tension between Egypt, Ethiopia, and Sudan. Talks over filling and operation of the dam have been deadlocked for the past year as Ethiopia perseveres with filling of the reservoir without an agreement with Cairo and Khartoum. Earlier this year, Ethiopia began the generation of power. That was in February this year. There is some partial generation of power that has started, and now the filling of the dam, which is happening for the third year. And two countries, Sudan and Egypt, have been accusing Ethiopia of doing this without an agreement. Ethiopia says that they are committed to an amicable solution. Ethiopia has recently announced its commitment to finding an amicable solution with Egypt and Sudan to the outstanding issues related to the giant dam. These are amid fears of an escalation by the end of the month in the lead up to the filling of the dam for the third time, and where we don't have an agreement between the three countries. On May 13th, Deputy Prime Minister of Ethiopia, who is also the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Demiki Mekonnen, expressed his country's commitment to settling the dispute and finding an amicable solution to the outstanding issues over the GAD. The Prime Minister had also told Ethiopian Parliament that his country is committed to addressing the issues related to the dam through a peaceful negotiation with Egypt and Sudan under the EU umbrella and in line with the Declaration of Principles signed in 2015. Since June 2020, African Union attempts to broker and deal to end the stalemate in tripartite negotiations have failed. The latest round was held in Kinshasa, capital of the DRC, in April 2021, and it failed to lead to an agreement to resume negotiations, thus leading the parties to trade blame for the obstruction of the talks. Egypt and Sudan, as well as Ethiopia, have been locked in a bitter decade-old dispute over the dam. The issue has reached a deadlock amid mounting fears of military conflict in the already volatile Horn of Africa. Egypt and Sudan have repeatedly failed to persuade Ethiopia to agree to a legal and binding agreement regulating the process of filling and operating the dam, and it's a method of operation during the dry years in which there is less rainfall. The amount of water that Addis Ababa is to release toward the two downstream countries will consequently decrease during the drought. Egypt and Sudan are calling for effective and binding mechanism to settle future dispute, while Ethiopia insists on an agreement that includes non-binding guidelines. In the upcoming rainy season in July, Ethiopia intends to embark on the third filling phase of the GAD, despite the deadlocked negotiations with Egypt and Sudan, both of which fear that the dam will limit the supplies of the Nile water. So, with the oncoming long rains, Ethiopia will embark on the third filling of the dam, and it's expected that electricity generation will continue, and also some of the water will be used for farming. Still, there's no agreement, but there's goodwill on part of Ethiopia, since it has agreed to have these issues solved through an amicable solution. Tensions which have been there endanger the peace in this region, but we hope that the three countries can agree, and the agreement should be amicable. It should be reached in an amicable way, so that we avoid a situation where countries fight over resources. So, thank you for watching this video. we'll be doing a follow-up to see how this goes as far as filling of the dam for the third year is concerned. Watch more videos that we have done on the past on this dam, where we have described the whole process of building this dam, also how the lesson that can be learned as far as this dam is concerned. So we have done several videos on this. You can also watch and also get an it is a clear picture on how this event has led us to where we are. So thank you for watching this video.